one that went beneath the sea with a friend.
Tomé Francisco Marques da Rosa, 11. Tomé Francisco Marques da Rosa, 11.
For 51-year-old João Barreiro, a veteran of 26 campaigns, one number is much like the next. The oldest man aboard the José Alberto, his years of experience bring the simple hope that whatever his number, it will be spared for another year. The mothership is a seagoing dormitory, but the dory itself is home. In the 12-day journey to Newfoundland, it must be made as seaworthy as possible, each man's skill accounting for his own safety in the water. The air ringing with the sound of hammer and nail, they prepare blocks for the anchor, bailers for the overflow, plugs to drain the water out after each day's fishing, and corking to keep it from seeping back in the next. A storehouse of equipment. On board are 100 dozen oarlocks, a half-ton of lead for sinkers, 1,000 swivels for hand lines. Separating the endless chain of tangled fishing cord, each man will take 1 mile of it for his own, fishing with up to 1,000 hooks at a time. Among the first to fish the North Atlantic in a single dory with a simple hand line, today these fishermen are the last, clinging obstinately out of respect for tradition to a method of fishing and a dangerous way of life thought obsolete by the fishermen of other countries. Strangely, in time of storm, the men feel safer in their small dories than they do on the massive hull of the mothership. Alone on the ocean, their fate seems more personal. On the dory, they can bail, row, fight with their own hands. But on the mothership, all they can do is wait. For a new captain, the first turbulence serves as a reminder of headlines of legendary tragedy. All dories washed overboard. 100 men lost in a single night. 12 ships of the fleet sunk in a 10-day storm. Having passed the first test of his ability, Captain Silva's real test is yet to come. On his shoulders alone rests the responsibility of finding fish, codfish, the elusive and precious cargo which he and his men must take to capacity before they can think of returning home. Electronic fish finders tell part of the story, but a good captain relies on instinct, a feel, a smell, a flurry in the water that betrays the annual migration of millions of cod through these currents each year. Where they come from, where they go, no man is certain. But all aboard pray they will find them when they arrive. "4:30 a.m. First morning on the Grandes sandbanks. The hour to awaken is dictated by the first signs of fish. For 51-year-old Barreiro, a beginning like all others. Aching muscles and an abrupt end to the last full night's sleep any of them will have for the next 6 months. At sea, sunrise and sunset lose their meaning as the beginning and ending of the day. Here, the work ends only when the body is no longer able to continue. First ritual of the morning, preparation of the bait. Under careful scrutiny, each man is allowed only 12 mackerel to fish with during the day. It must be conserved from the beginning, or else by the end, the men will be fishing with no bait at all. More precious than any other commodity on board, the bait box is the only compartment closed with a lock and key. Next ritual, a cup of hot brandy. Given more liberally than the bait, here the men can return for second helpings, to help fortify themselves against the bitter spring wind of the Newfoundland waters. Captain Silva, who has been awake all night searching for fish, must be satisfied that this is just the right place and just the right moment to send his dories onto the sea. Traditionally, the men must wait for his signal before making a move. The signal is "Vá com Deus." God be with you.
Estão prontos, vamos arriar com Deus. Vai arriar com Deus. Vira a proa, vira ré.
The true beginning of the campaign. The maiden launching of the dories is mixed with anxiety and celebration. As if to assuage the temperament of the sea, they welcome it as a friend. The first hazard comes early. The very act of getting a dory away from the mothership can be dangerous. In even moderate waves, it is not uncommon that her 700 tons of heaving bulk will swamp or crush a dory that slips too close to her side. Like bees leaving a hive, each dory sets out on its own course. Though the captain has tried to locate his ship directly on top of a school of fish, superstition prohibits the dorymen from fishing there. Masters of their own vessels now, they will row anywhere from 1 to 10 miles